been focused on more freedom now. Why would I join them when I know that I can beat them now? They put their words on me and they can eat them now. That's probably why they keep on telling me I'm needed now. They tried to box me out while taking what they want from me. I spent too many years living too uncomfortably, making room for people who didn't like the labor but wanted the spoils, greedy, selfish behavior. Now let me give it to you balanced and with clarity. I don't need to turn myself into a parody. I don't do the shit you do for popularity. They clearly didn't understand when I said I get out apparently. My awareness like Keanu in the Matrix. I'm saving souls and y'all complain about my lateness. Now it's illegal for someone to walk in greatness. They want the stain, but they don't take risks. Now the world will get to see its own reflection, and the anointed can pursue their own direction. And if you're wrong and you're too proud to hear correction, walk into the hole you dug yourself, fuck a projection. See me in my freedom, taking all my land back. They said a lot against me, thinking I just stand back. I got my legs beneath me, I got my hands back. A lot of people sabotage, they couldn't stand that. I turned the other cheek, I took blow after blow. There's so much crisis in the world, but you reap what you sow. When you keep what you know is meant for someone else, did you think for them you might just end up in yourself? I'm in the secret place, I keep a sacred space. They keep showing their hands, but keep hiding their face. If I'm a messenger, you block me, then you block the message. So aggressive, the world you made is what you're left with. Pride and ego over love and truth is fuck reckless. Y'all niggas got a death wish, the stupid leaves me breathless.
Peace, 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 family. How's everybody doing out there? Today, I'm going to be discussing Pluto going direct. That happens today. This is a little bit late, so when you all get a chance to listen, do so. But I thought it was important to have this conversation about Pluto going direct because it's happening on the same day of the new moon. Now, even though we have Mercury retrograde and a lot of the other planets still retrograde, I feel like this marks a pretty big time to pay attention to whatever's coming up for you at this time. You may not see it being played out until further down the line, until these energies pick up, specifically around November 3rd through the 19th. But even still then, the 19th of November, Venus will go retrograde, and that's going to happen over a longer period of time before she goes direct. So Venus is really, she is really doing some contemplating here and working through some of her old beliefs and ideas about relationships. So you'll have a decision to make in December, and I'll get into that just briefly. We won't really spend too much time on it, but just, be mindful, pay attention. So Pluto goes direct today. This is great for some and not so great for others. Things that slowed down, again, I'd say back in May, you can start to see moving forward. Pluto takes 246 years to go around the orbit of the zodiac. It has been in Capricorn since 2008 and will be there until 2023, and just before it goes into Aquarius. So Pluto is right at it's getting ready to wrap up whatever lessons and things that you have learned from it being in Capricorn. So we're wrapping up that cycle. But Pluto breaks down everything that it touches and builds it back up. That's that Phoenix rising energy. Because Pluto's in Capricorn, it wants to break down governmental structures and systems. And you can go back, damn near any video I did last year. Literally, this was like the entire energy of last year. Clearly, right? We could all see that. But we also had a stellium in Capricorn. So I call 2021 the year of Capricorn, or 2020 rather, the year of Capricorn. So honest to God, from January through any other month of that year, you could go back and listen to any one of those videos, and I'm pretty sure I'm talking about Pluto and Capricorn, just to get a little bit more about what exactly this time has brought to us. But especially medical systems, there can be some new systems come into the medical field. We can see that being played out over the next few months. Pluto rules death, rebirth, debt, taxes, insurances, joint finances, other people's money, people you owe money, and money who owe you money, people who you owe money, and people that you owe money to. Ultimately, Pluto wants you to become who you are at your deepest and within your deepest, darkest desires. It rules over obsessions, power, radical changes, and it empowers you to evolve. It wants to cut away the bullshit, the fear, the worry about pretty much what anybody else has to say about you and your life. By making you so uncomfortable that you can't take the pressure, and you transform into this new perspective or this new you, right? That's what Pluto does. And so we can see that happening within the governmental structures. And so I think over the next few years, as Pluto's wrapping up its cycle, we can see a lot of people a lot more structures falling, especially when it comes to career. I've been sneaking ahead and looking at the yearly astrology and doing the eclipses, and trying to stay away from the scare tactics, because I really don't think, if you want my honest opinion, I think the war is a silent war that we have, if we do have one, because the governmental structures don't want that smoke. But there's a possibility for it, right? Let's just be honest. There is a possibility for war, especially right here. I think it's civil. It could be with other countries and stuff, but I don't know. I kind of feel like we have Venus in Sagittarius, and so we could see a lot entering Sagittarius tomorrow. So we could see a lot more themes around issues with borders and other foreign countries, long distance countries, but it's Venus. And I feel like Venus supports wherever Venus is in your chart, it supports that area of life. Not to mention Sagittarius is wrapping up its final cycle as well in the South Node. And so we've released a lot already, and we are now at the point where we're like, okay, how are we going to put those into day-to-day action now, right? We got all these new perspectives. We've released a lot of BS that no longer aligns with us. We've changed our belief systems, our philosophies, our religion and spirituality, even the way we think about those things, how we feel about those things. Our world experience has changed drastically, and so I kind of feel like as well, those places are wrapping up their cycles too. But here in the States, between us and our government, I still feel like, people aren't working. People aren't really wanting to go back to work. They've lost faith in the governmental structures and systems. and they want something new. They're demanding better work conditions, more freedom within their work conditions, more respect, more justice, more moral, human ethic, and care and nurture. What about my family? What about my, how much money I'm getting paid, for my time? What about my energy? These things, people, I feel like we could be considering on a really, really big scale. And so, if they don't change that, if the careers and specific jobs don't change that, and they kind of force and push this go back to work with that, knowing that we got a whole damn pandemic going on, I don't know, it could bring up people's anxieties again, fear, um, around, how that's going to play out moving forward, right? My health is at stake. What are you doing to assure me that I'm not going to get sick? Does that mean that I have to take this mandatory shot, this booster shot, and really challenging the government in some way to possibly change? I think, that is the war, right? And so, like I said, I peeked ahead a little bit, and with the North Node and Taurus, self-employment is going to become huge because people they're just not having it. They've gotten a taste of what it's like to live this life. And although unexpected, it changed right under our noses and nobody was prepared. Well, I won't say nobody, but a pretty big, you know, a pretty big group of people weren't, right? The people who were dedicated to the governmental structures and systems that they had set up. And so our eyes have been open to a smarter way of working. We don't want to work hard no more. We want to work smart. And Uranus is in Taurus, that's reinforcing this kind of innovative new way of working and more freedom within that, right? More about being just a little bit more selfish when it comes to that, right? And so, again, that's the war here we have here going on in the States. So I don't know, family. I don't know how that's gonna go. I really don't. And Capricorn asks us to change the structures of our lives, and if we are going against the government that's saying they want us back out in the world. So because this is happening the same day of the Libra new moon, Venus being the ruling planet rules decisions. So again, you're going to have something come up in December that you're going to have to make a decision of. I honestly think people are going to go back to work because financially they just can't take it. They're going to run into a strain. It's going to put a strain on their family economics, financial situations. But again, it's Pluto. So we're talking about the transformation here. What new ways have you learned already? Can you incorporate some of these things? Are you going to start to plant your own food, grow your own food rather? Stop supporting these governmental structures and systems. Now is going to be the test of time to see what lessons we've learned with Pluto being retrograde, being under all this pressure, right? And so we could even feel that as Pluto gains its momentum here, this kind of urge to move forward with everything that we've learned. And again, there's a part of me that wants to say we're going to run into some governmental restrictions. And that's not going to be a good feeling, But I do feel like that's going to be one of the decisions that we're going to be faced with. You know, do we suck it up and move forward with this, but also in the back of our minds know that this is it. This is the plan that finally gets us out from underneath these governmental structures and systems, or are you just going to stay, accept it and deal with it? But it's not just work, it's around Libra themes in general. And so that's love, money, beauty, what we attract. So relationships, the people, the company that we keep. Y'all already know, I ain't even gonna go into it. I've been talking about this for the last 3 videos. You know, where are you at with that? We may even with that Venus and moving into Sagittarius be a little bit more open to the higher vibrations of that Venus coming out of Scorpio. So we're more willing to let go of whatever relationship beliefs and things that we've had that may have been keeping us back from evolving, growing, connecting with other people, right? Venus and Sagittarius is more hopeful about connecting with others and just being more vulnerable and allowing that energy to flow, right? Accepting the fact that there are just going to be some things that you don't have control over when you're in a relationship with somebody, but you set those structures up. You set up, you know, boundaries, but not like the same as boundaries that were keeping you probably perhaps in the situations that you have been that, you know, that hadn't allowed you to connect with others. But boundaries around just being responsible, right? That's what Capricorn wants. Ultimately, Pluto and Capricorn wants you to be more responsible when it comes to Capricorn and these Venus themes, right? Be more responsible, be accountable, hold yourself accountable. So you have to have things in place that get you the things that you want. That means asking the tough questions, not hiding behind it, not being passive aggressive, not teeter-tottering around it. Get right to the point. I want to know. I want the deep conversations. I want the intimate conversations. I want to know everything, you know, doing the deep research, getting educated on what it takes to get financially stable and taking that serious, you know, doing whatever it is you have to do to not ever have to go back to work again, right? You know, that great focus that Pluto and Scorpio have to block out bullshit that you know is bullshit. And you be like, okay, I heard what you said now. Don't think I'm gonna let that shit slide, motherfucker. You know, I got your number, nigga, you know, and holding on to that, but also working and doing the work that you have to do to get up from underneath that. Without the war aspect, preferably. But if you look back to what was happening back in January, January 4th to be specific, there was a lot of this, there may be a lot of the same themes repeating itself. So we had the political madness. Obviously, COVID was still pretty much running everybody's lives and we was on lockdown. So remote working, maybe they might finally agree. Maybe we might go on another lockdown. I don't know. We'll see. But, you know, anything that was happening at that time and pretty much throughout the end of March, all those themes could be repeating themselves. There could be some improvements, you know. People may shake themselves to wake up somehow, some way. Pluto moving direct could wake you up to something that you probably had a itch about back then, and you're now like, oh, Yep, nope, I can't. I can't. Or yep, I gotta go, you know, whatever it is and wherever this is taking you. It could be rage or repressed feelings can surface. Organized crime can be revealed. Wealth and how you're being controlled by money. Travel themes. I'm so thinking that they're going to make somehow that shot's going to be mandatory around travel. I can't help but think that because I just feel like this is the beginning of the separation of state. Even like the interstates, I don't even mean like from other countries. I mean literally from state to state. Even, you know, you could be like, I live in Boston and the mayor of Hyde Park or whatever, I don't know how they're all broken up, but I don't know, let's just say Quincy, which is literally like down the street from me. They say, we don't want you here if you don't have the shot. And then that's going to start to break us up and divide us that way. Because, you know, divide and conquer, that's their, you know, that's their war. That's how they've been keeping us controlled for all these years too. I was watching this video. I wish I could remember the name of it, or even like go and get the link. Maybe if I remember, I'll put the link in the description box so that people can watch it. But this lady, she had a very interesting perspective on how these viruses over the years have been about not wanting, the government not wanting to raise work wages. Could you fucking imagine that they would go that far so that they wouldn't have to do that? Which, by the way, I think they're going to have to do anyway, because they're going to have more money. You know, that theme, if you've been listening to me for quite some time, then I've talked about how eventually over time, we might not see these changes for a while, family. I mean, like 2026, 2028. But eventually, I believe we're going to get to the point where people start to see that this way is smarter and it's cheaper, you know, not to have these brick and mortars. And so over this period of time, people are not going to recover from this. These small businesses are not going to recover from the debacle of this virus. You know, it's going to take them a while to get back on their feet. And that might have even meant that they have had to get more innovative on the way that they're doing their businesses. So again, adding a delivery service, you know, instead of having a restaurant, doing farm to table, or a truck, you know, something that's just a lot more affordable, right? Sustainable, right? And so I'll be going into this soon. I'm trying to space out the videos. To be honest, I have most of them already written out, but I'm having a hard time like judging when to post shit, because I don't want to over inundate people with videos. So just bear with me. I'll figure it out. I'll try to do like 2 or something a week or something like that. But because of that, I am absolutely not doing the Venus and Sagittarius video. I just gave you some Venus and Sagittarius stuff. I have a post that I'll be posting on IG. So if you're following me there, or TikTok, or on my Facebook page, you can catch that post there. Something short and sweet. But I don't know if there were other ones that I forgot, but at the tippity top of my head, that was the only one that I thought of that I was like, I didn't get to it, but whatever. But yeah, so Why do I feel like I'm forgetting something? Oh, yes. So travel themes, medical, I feel like new things could be coming up, and there could be more restrictions. Like they already got the booster out. They might even expand to where they want, how they want folks to take those, rather, I think is the right way to say that. So again, you got to have the shot to do anything. You got to have the shot to attend an event. You got to have a shot to do anything, you know, to keep people confined and you know, make people do this here thing, which is really stupid, but whatever. And then the borders. So more stuff about Haiti and Afghan. I think they just paid them like 6 million. All those themes there about what's going on in Australia and all those other countries. I think, what was it? Shit, I can't remember the name of that place, but one of those places just accepted Bitcoin as the form to pay for everything now. So the dollar's gone. And I forgive me, family, go do a Google search to see what country has accepted Bitcoin as payment. You'll see it come up. I'm so sorry. I don't know why my brain is just not connecting, but I feel like, you know, more stuff about that could be coming out, and it could either, again, be restrictive or official. You know, they're making the official call on what it's going to be for the future. But yeah. So that's all I have, family. I always try to keep it short and sweet, right to the point, but be mindful any of these themes could be coming up, and you know, play it safe. Know what you need. Try not to let these restrictions or whatever BS they may come up with come for you to stop you in the new dreams and goals that you had. You want to move towards the new, family. Don't be shaken from that. All right. I hope this information was helpful. Peace.